Hi, I'm Kevin Matthews, Scottish film fan living in England, and this week I have been heartened by just a reminder that at least once in our timeline, Brian Brown was kind of a bona fide movie star, despite just being Brian Brown, looking like he'd actually wandered into the shops for a pint of milk and then been asked if he'd join in a film for a few scenes and then had his casual fun there for the time. He's just Brian Brown.
I'm Dave Gray, and this week I learned what Brian Boitano would do, but not what fucking Brian Dennehy would do. Not fucking Brian Dennehy.
I'm Tyler Hosley, and this week I learned that I will never be as cool as Denzel Washington.
I mean, to be fair,
this week, week,
the number of people that there's like 4 people that'll ever be as cool as Denzel Washington, and they're let me think. There's Lawrence Fishburne, Chow Yun Fat.
Ironically, one of them, Brian Brown.
Who's the Korean actor and model? He was in The Man from Nowhere. Oh, Won Bin. No, not Won Bin. Yeah, Won Bin. And like, I don't know. I'm sure there's a Canadian who I don't know, but like that's it. That's it. Those are all the people.
I mean, Paul Newman's dead and Toshiro Mifune is dead, but they would have.
Well, they would have, but they're dead. So, they were in the past, but we're talking about at this moment.
Are we just continuing this conversation like Pauly Shore never lived?
I mean, if you want to say that, I am like, I'm not judging you, but I am judging you.
Who's the least cool person in that biodome where he was with Stephen Baldwin?
What about Vincent Gallo?
There's just can we move on before I start crying, please?
Sure.
Hi, I'm Craig, film enjoyer living in England, and picking my favourite film this week will be very, very easy, Rawlins. And welcome to Razor Podcast.
Wait, didn't we skip T?
No, T just went.
Oh, did he? I got so sidetracked by the Denzel thing. Yeah, it was T. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was me.
Let's. Oh yeah. See, that's the kind of week it's been.
Your Denzel lust took you over. Okay.
I mean, that happens a lot. A lot.
Yeah. I didn't watch a lot this week. Just a couple. I watched the new Iko Uwais film and the new Gareth Evans film, but unfortunately they were totally separate films, which kind of sucked because those two should be married and live together and be forced to make films all the time. The Ash, which is the latest film by Kevin's favourite up-and-coming director, Flying Lotus. I know you were a big fan of Kuso, weren't you? Weren't you, Kevin? Big fan of Kuso.
The fun of sarcasm.
No, not Kuso guy. Okay.
I remember not being a fan.
Yeah, I remember you not being a fan as well. It's not Kuso 2, so that's something. He's gone for quite a straightforward, streamlined narrative, just a kind of sci-fi amnesiac mystery kind of deal. So just a nice simple story that just leaves plenty of room for him to go wild with the freaky visuals, and it's good. It looks like I'm gonna get T's bussy pop in now. It just looks like a kind of cult early 2000s video game adapted by Nicholas Winding Refn, which is just pure tea bait.
He just went right in his pants.
I did.
Yeah, that's okay. He's got plenty more pairs of pants that you. How much do you spend on your pants again? Oh no, it's your socks. It's your socks you spend sickening amounts of money on, isn't it?
No, pants are more expensive. Those are like $40 a pair.
Good God, man.
No, I mean I don't have that many Vans pants to be honest with you. I like jean shorts. I'm a jorts guy.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really good looking film. It gets a little like close to kind of screensaver territory at times, but there's some really like kind of gnarly neon soaked atrocities, and the production design is really good, and the editing is fucking superb. Where the good shit is in the editing. It's got some really creepy moments. It's solid enough. It's not original. It's a kind of a hodgepodge of all kinds of films. I don't want to mention them because I'll spoil it, but I liked it. It could have gone like way nuttier in the third act because it seemed like it was building towards that. But I think if anything, like Flying Lotus might have moved too far away from Kuso because he maybe heard Kevin's review and it made him sad. But he's kind of gone from like drowning to like playing in the shallow end with this one, and it's fine. But it'd be nice to see him find a middle ground between this and Kuso. Something take a few more risks with his latest venture. But it was okay. And then I watched Havoc. I got around to Havoc. I've been really looking forward to it, and everyone was hating on it, and I was sad and kind of not looking forward to it. I liked it. I fall somewhere in the middle of people who loved it and the people who hated it, but I'm definitely leaning towards the positive. It's not prime Gareth Evans. So it's not the Raid. It's not the Raid 2. It's not even that cult horror thing that he did for Netflix. It's the least of his films. It's a pretty solid modern take on Hong Kong heroic bloodshed body count movies. It's when someone gets shot in this film, they don't get shot once or twice. They get shot about 1,000 times. The limbs fly off. It's pretty cool. I'm a simple guy, and if people get shot so much that the limbs fly off, I'm in. I'm giving it 7. But I didn't. I think the reason it worked for me, I didn't share many of the criticisms that I read online. Some people are just were really critical of it for reasons I didn't really get, because Hardy's accent is fine. He's done a lot of silly voices in the last decade or so, but this is his least silly Tom voice in ages. People are claiming it's indecipherable, and I don't understand. It's just Tom doing an American accent. It's fine. And the other criticisms, I don't think they're really valid. They say the story's a bit thin. Well, it's an action movie. It's a 2-hour action movie. And they're like, well, the characters lack complexity. Well, again, this is a 2-hour action movie. And there were people saying it was too violent, which just made me think maybe the wrong people are going in to watch this thing and they don't know what my boy is about, because he's about too violent. That's what he does. But yeah, like I said, it is the least films. The pacing could have been tightened up in the first half. And whoever said you can take the boy out of Wales, but you can't take Wales out of a boy, they were wrong on both counts, because the decision to try and turn my old town Cardiff into New York City using CGI and cheap props is baffling. I don't know why they just didn't, set it in Cardiff. Who gives a fuck? But I liked it. You won't see more human beings absolutely obliterated by gunfire in any film this year, which is what I went in for. So it was a solid Craig 7, and that's me for the week.
I went to the theater and I saw the 20th anniversary of re-release of Revenge of the Sith. I sat behind a full Darth Vader cosplay who never took his helmet and mask off for the entire 2 hours and 20 minutes. But
yeah, that was him.
But he did proceed to stand up and walk in front of the screen when Anakin was getting the suit, which at the moment made me think he's going to kill us all Order 66 style. Or he was just really happy. And thank God he was just really happy because he
Were
even
you
did that.
yelling, "I'm not a youngling. I'm not a youngling. I just look like one."
I thought we were dead. Like I'm looking for the exit. He's gonna kill us all. But no, he was just happy, and he even did the no motion when Darth Vader yelled no. But it was amazing. But I love Revenge of the Sith. It was amazing, and I shed tears. Great re-release. Happy to see that in theaters again. Besides that, I watched Armor, which I know Kevin watched as well. I don't know what you're talking about, Kevin. One of the best films of 2025 so far. I loved it. I'm kidding. The movie was fucking awful. Just awful. Jason,
even with the Tyler takes, I was ready to take you down on that.
no, it was just terrible. Jason Patrick phones it in from 10 miles away. I love Jason Patrick, but he was really bad in that. Just so bad. Stallone doesn't give a shit at all. I mean, there's nothing behind his eyes in this movie. I don't even know if he remembers making this. He was terrible in it. The action is terrible. It's boring. If you want a better version of this story, just go watch Armored. That's a way better movie. It kind of has a very similar one setting, armored truck, people trying to get into it. It's a way better movie. It's way more entertaining. This is just garbage. And besides that, just more Mayans. I'm on the final season. Loving the show so far. And that's me.
This week, I watched actually a bunch because it was either that or I threw a brick through a veterinarian's office window. This week, I watched the 2012 American horror film ATM, which I owe you guys an apology. See, if you hadn't guessed after 7 years of this podcast and hearing me, I'm not always the best at keeping things on the inside when I'm very angry and upset and hate everything. And ATM is a movie that left me very angry and upset, and I hated everything. Alice Eve is gorgeous, and she's fine. Like in the movie, she's fine. Not like she's fine, but she is fine that way too. But Brian Garrity is the most atrocious male lead I've ever seen, and he was in The Hurt Locker, and I remember him not being terrible in that, but he was also carried by everyone else in that movie. But the dude is just a blank slate, and he's absolutely atrocious in this, just like he was atrocious in The Alienist a few years ago. He was in Boardwalk Empire, and he wasn't great in that either. Anyway, yeah, he's terrible. Josh Peck is underused. It's just tedious and dull. And why the fuck was this made? And why the fuck was this guy that wrote it still allowed to keep writing afterwards? Seriously.
Why did you watch it?
Because it was on fucking Shudder. And I
gave it 3 out of 10. That's half a Kevin 7.
And it is. Well, you know what? I did not check anybody. I went, oh, hey, I like Alice Eve. She does some interesting stuff sometimes. Because she does. When she left, she does weird indies that strike her fancy now. So I was or crap. So it's a coin flip. And I hadn't seen it before. I was like, oh, if Shudder's got it and it's 13 years old, it's got to be okay, or else they wouldn't have fucking paid for it. No, it's terrible. It's terrible, and I hate everyone involved. I don't hate everyone involved, but I hate the guy that wrote it. What the fuck were you doing writing? Why weren't your fingers broken after this movie? He's still writing. He wrote The Desperate Hour in 2021, which, I also have thoughts about, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. I watched a bunch of Korean horror movies because while slimming down my streaming services, of which I had way too many, I kept Cocoa, which is Asian stuff. So I watched a bunch of Korean horror movies, which were probably not the best choices. I watched Insane from 2016, which is about the setup is so good. It's about a woman who's grabbed off the street and forced into an asylum, and there's a lot of abuse and horrible things. And when it's in the asylum, it's not bad. The woman is played by Kang Yi-wong, who was in trying to think of what she was in The Red Shoes in 2005, which is actually really good. She was in Hello Ghost, which is cute. She's been around for a while, and she's not bad. She's a solid actor, and she does really well with what she's given. And when it's there, it's moodily shot. There's some interesting ideas, But that's not where we spend most of the movie. Fuck no. Why spend time with the woman when you can spend time instead with the most boring man ever? We spend most of our time with the TV producer, played by Lee Sang-yoon, and now maybe he's better in other stuff. Maybe he is. I don't think I've seen anything that he's in off the top of my head. But in this, he is atrocious. He is like the most boring flat dude ever. And when he's on screen, like they totally forget how to write and how to film because everything is shot like a TV movie. Like there's scenes where it's supposed to be all, there's scenes where it's supposed to be all all spooky and intense, and like it's like bright as shit. They see somebody run by and they're like, "Oh, what was that?" And it's like, well, it's obviously a person with severe burns who needs your fucking help. So go fucking help them. And they're like approaching slowly, but it's like bright as fucking midday, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's not a good movie. It's not a good movie, and it had the dumbest fucking ending I have seen in a long, long time. I also saw 2019's Closed School, which is about a ghost getting revenge on the folks who bullied her to suicide. That was another one that I thought was a good idea, but it was absolutely terribly made. Now I'm gonna say this for Korean movies: they come in two varieties. You either get something that's like really good and a lot of fun and just like swings for the fences, right? Or you get something absolutely atrocious. And in this case, it was something absolutely atrocious. It's not well made. The cast is okay. One of the cast members, the lead woman, it was not bad, but everyone else is terrible, and more than one of them suffer from. South Korea really likes their plastic surgery. They're a very looks focused culture, even more than like we are in the West. And one of these guys, like he looks like a melted Ken doll, and it is sad. It is like really sad. But none of them come off as good antagonists. None of them, like it doesn't work, and it's a shame because the concept is good, but it fails. And finally, I ended my short jaunt through Korean horror with 2014's Manhole. And Manhole is about a serial killer who abducts people and brings them down a manhole, if you hadn't guessed. It's another one that's like a really good idea, but it just kind of stumbles in the execution. I think the cast is pretty good. One of them is the late Kim Se-roon, who committed suicide earlier this year because of again, not only does South Korea love looks, they love bullying people.
Is that the guy from Sleep?
No, it's the girl from The Man from Nowhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot about the guy from Sleep. Yeah, that was another one that's just anyway. So
yeah.
She's really good in this, and she was really good in The Man. She was really good in other stuff too. It's really a shame what happened to her, and that she felt she had no other options. But she's really good. The other lead pair is Jung Yu Mai, who she's actually really good too. She's in Chaw, which have you guys seen that? That's one of the giant pig movies.
I have it. It's in my pile. It's ready to go.
Yeah. In the US it's called Chaws instead of Jaws. I am a fan of Chaw. I think it's a lot of fun.
But every now and then I will turn to Stephanie and say, "Do you want to watch the Korean killer pig movie?" And she says, "No." And that's how far I've got with Chaw.
That's the same. I really like Chaw. I think it's a lot of fun. It's not perfect, but it's a fun, cheesy B movie about a giant man eating pig. I mean, what more do you want? It's up there with Alligator and what was that last Anaconda movie? Blood Orchid?
Oh, Hunt for the Blood Orchid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there with those. It's not great, but it's fun. I had an enjoyable time with it. So yeah, and the lead is good. So if you are in the mood for a quirkier South Korean film, that is one to go for. That was me.
All of it, Dave's just trying to pretend no other Anaconda movies exist after Hunt for the Blood Orchid. Bless him.
No other Anaconda movies exist after Hunt for the Blood Orchid. Just like there's no.
And who was
Buckingham
that? Who was
Three,
versus Lake Placid, eh?
and there was no versus Lake Placid, and there's only one. There's only one. No, there's only 2 Children of the Corn movies. That's it. Nothing.
Which
There's no
ones?
more than that. Well, there's the first one, and what was the one we covered where they shipped the corn away? That one's a lot of fun.
3.
Urban
Urban
I
Harvest.
said it. Yes, Urban Harvest. I said it. I stick by it. That's it. 1 and 3. I mean 2, because there's no other 2.
Before I go through my features, I would highly recommend anyone that has Mubi can have a fun time with lusty, sexual oriented animated films on their shorts. And I enjoyed Tram, #21XOXO, Bug Diner, and Thomas Beneath the Valley of the Wild Wolves. They were my favourites from the
Bug
selection.
Diner. So you
Bug
watched
Diner, yeah.
you watched a porn cartoon called Bug Diner. I'm just checking.
It's not a porn cartoon. It's an erotically charged bit of stop motion animation.
Okay,
with
I'm just
You
asking. I'm just
disgust me.
trying to figure out what's going on. That's all.
Look, I enjoyed it more than Shanghai Blues, okay, that I also watched this week, so I stand by my wild opinions. Shanghai Blues was alright though, but I was hoping for more. It's a nice kind of melodrama love story with some of that comedy running through it that I don't think any of us are massive fans of. But yeah, I was glad to mark that off the list. I can never say his name properly. Is it just Sweetheart?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So directed by Sweetheart, which is why I went for that. I watched Paradise: Love, and that was really good. Essentially, kind of about love tourism. There's an older woman going to a place that's very kind of sun-kissed sandy beaches paradise. She is often approached by men who will profess their love for her and spend time with her in exchange for money or her buying trinkets. And there's this sort of look at the two-way nature of it, because there are times when she knows she's being sold a lie, really, but she's appreciating the attention and the flattery, and in her own way, she's then there to objectify men and get some pleasure for herself while she's there. It was really good. I really liked it, and it's just really well made and effective. I also watched a Tyler favorite, I think, import/export.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
I'm not wrong, am I, T, in thinking it's got a very sort of, is it Lucas Moodysson?
Oh yeah,
vibe?
it feels just like one of his films, actually, like exactly.
Yeah, and I liked it. It wasn't necessarily like essential viewing for anyone, but yeah, it was pretty good. Kept things balanced just right between the potential misery and any lighter moments. as T said, I watched Armor and I agree with him. It's really terrible, and I suspected it would be when you see Jason Patrick's character get up in the morning, lift an orange juice carton out of the fridge that is a cunning cover for the bottle of vodka underneath, which he then has to swig from immediately and fill up his water bottle for the day. So he's been doing that for years, apparently just drinking vodka through his bottle while he's maintaining a job driving an armored vehicle. So that's part of the premise of Armor. And even like, you know, I watch this, it's easygoing viewing that Vicky and I are sitting watching, and even early on Vicky turned to me and she was like, yeah, it's not something that you wouldn't notice on someone's breath if they're drinking that much. And also he's got a driving job every day. Just not happening. It was almost as hard to believe as the fact that Sylvester Stallone can still twist his face into some emotional expression sometimes. It's just, well, like they obviously, I think they had Stallone for, what is he, 2 days? 3 days maybe? Like when you string his scenes together, they don't actually add up to that much. So they could do that. Oh, and while I remember, for British film fans of our wonderful action hero, Gerard Butler,
Yay.
Den of Thieves 2 Pantera just sneakily appeared on Amazon Prime this week as well, and I watched that, and it's I quite enjoyed it. Quite good. Anyway, last but kind of not least, I got along to see Thunderbolts. So this was really good. I can already once again sense Dave's inevitable disappointment in me, but I really liked it. It was like a huge step up from the last Captain America film. It feels like a fun Marvel film that doesn't rely on you knowing about 20 other movies and 3 TV shows. Now, I know there's stuff that factors into it, but you just get the gist enough without having to, you know, have gone through a stack of old comic books and known every bit of lore. I think it really works well. The fun factor is there and it's good. The action is really well done when it's happening. There's about 3 or 4 really good set pieces, and I was genuinely impressed by, you know, there's a theme in here where they're kind of exploring, I would say, like depression and or addiction, and it's look, I'm not going to say it's subtle because it's not. It really has someone, you know, almost literally in a void, but because that is being done in that way, it also is a good way of exploring, you know, how people can put themselves in that dark and isolated environment where, as they are sinking further into that, they feel that anybody who might help them or who thought well of them would be fast disappearing out of their reach. And I did not expect to be trying to find the words to explain that when I went to go and see the Thunderbolts. It was really good, and I actually think it's like it's not lower tier Marvel as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be kind of disposable fun, and yeah, I'm hoping this is a slight return to form and this will be good. I came out thinking that was, you know, one of the better ones, and not just one of the better ones recently. I just one of the better ones. Although I am willing to concede that my opinion may be skewed somewhat by the the quality that we've seen in recent years from them. I recommend it though.
Yay, I'll still be completely indifferent. I mean, I know myself well enough. Oh, this week we watched the 1986 American action thriller FX and the 1995 American neo-noir mystery Devil in a Blue Dress. Hey, Craig.
Yes. Would you like me to pick one and speak of it?
I was going to ask you if I should ask T for that, but sure, you can go if you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do. I'll go with Devil in a Blue Dress. Oh, shit, that means I need to do a synopsis, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Devil in a Blue Dress is the story of Rawlins, who's looking for work to help pay his mortgage and takes on a dodgy, noiry case from Tom Sizemore, and the web gets more tangled and shit goes down. And it's very, very good. And I liked it very, very much. I hadn't seen it before. It's first time watch for me. A lot of these there was a resurgence of like noir and neo towards the end of the 80s and through the beginning of the 90s, and this is definitely one of the best of them. And that's a strong like block of films. I can't think of any that were like a total waste of time. I think the lowest, the worst of them would be Jade, and Jade isn't even that bad. But there were a lot of like solid neo noirs around this time, and this is way up there. This might even be my second favourite. Strange enough, my very favourite is another Franklin film, which is God, my mind goes blank at the worst times. What's that Cole Franklin film that I love?
You got it. Well, there's a few good ones. There's One False Move. There's High Crime.
One False Move. My favourite neo noir of the 90s. So Cole Franklin was banging out some quality films at that point. And this is really well crafted stuff. Like I just was admiring the craft the whole way through. Like it's very well acted, and I'll get to the cast in a minute. But just in terms of like detail, the music, the atmosphere, man, this thing atmosphere for days, real authentic atmosphere as well. Like I'm surprised Cole Franklin didn't have more success, but it's because he knows how to craft a really, really, really great movie, and he just seems like one of those directors that it just didn't pan out for obvious reasons. You think of like Franklin, you think of Ernest R. Dickerson, Bill Duke, John Singleton. There's something these guys have in common, which means they didn't quite break out like they should. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but these guys made really, really, really solid movies. And I'm sorry, I'm going to tangent now and have a little bit of a rant, but I look at all these. I look at Nolan and Denny Villeneuve, whatever the fuck his name is, and people talk about who gets to make the big movies, and they say, well, these are the people who make movies and make money. I don't see it like that. They certain directors are just given the keys to the city because they are the right shade of white, and other directors get kind of left in the dust. It's the same sort of things happening now with lots of the trades are talking about Sinners and trying to find a reason why its success is a failure, and it's kind of it's really disheartening. Like Ryan Coogler has been kicking ass for a decade, and people are still looking for reasons why this black director should stay in his lane a little bit, which really sucks. But shit never changes. But yeah, back to Devil in the Blue Dress. It's really, really fast. Like everybody in this film is getting it right. Like Maury Chaykin is one of the villains. He's only in one scene, I think, but he's deeply fucking sinister. Terry Kinney is just Terry Kinney just kind of specialised in well-meaning but pathetic slobs, and he does that. Really well. Jennifer Beals is fucking perfect in this film. There's a really interesting. What I liked about the 90s noir is they had to be 95% traditional noirs, but with just a little something for the other 5%. Maybe like a little change of coming from a different angle. And there's a racial angle to this which is really interesting. And just the way Jennifer Beals, she starts out very cool, very still, very, you know, what's the term for, you know, the classic female in a noir, the femme fatale. She comes off as a femme fatale very early. Kind of her composure breaks, and she's shown to just be another like kind of piece being moved around the board, and it's a really, really, really strong performance. Don Cheadle rules because I fucking love Don Cheadle. He's always good. He nearly steals the show in this one. I know Dave's got some stuff he'll say about the character in the books, but I got no frame of reference. I just know that Don Cheadle was great in this, and he had my favorite. If you didn't want him killed, why did you leave him with me? And I couldn't help but think, like, I hadn't known this character. I was like, yeah, easy. Why the fuck did you leave this guy with Don Cheadle? He was obviously going to murder him. But yeah, it's Denzel's show. Denzel is so fucking good because he's just. I think Denzel is the perfect person to play. What's a word for someone? He's a perfect person to be in deep at the beginning, and to, you know, for his character to figure out what's going on and come out ahead, and, you know, become the character which, you know, this series of books would go on to cover. And he's a perfect person for that role. It's one of my favorite Denzel performances now. He's fantastic. I'm kind of just ranting now and raving. I don't know, my complete mess. I just really, really like Devil in the Dress. I love the production design. I love the score is great. It's a beautiful looking film, and it's a great story that just really, really just stuck with me for a couple of days afterwards. I went straight out on the second book in the series, hoping that the first book is basically pretty close to this, because I kind of didn't want to like, you know, spend my money on pretty much identical to this. So hopefully Dave's going to tell me that I can just jump straight into the second book. Yes.
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 You should be fine. I mean, you should read the first book. I will jump in here for 2 seconds to look at you all and go, I'm not going to ask because I know the answer and it makes me sad. But Walter Mosley is an absolute fucking treasure. He says, looking at trash reading Kevin.
Again, with your reading agenda, Dave.
Yes, God forbid I want you to read good books by excellent authors. I'm such a bastard. And anyway, the Easy Rawlins books are great, but also before we move on, I do want to mention another one of his series, because he has a couple, and they're all really good. But the Socrates Fortlow books, all three of you will love. They are absolutely fantastic. There's only 3.
Okay.
You will blow through them, and everybody should read the Easy Rawlins books too. Fucking love the Easy Rawlins books. But they're, you know, that is a very epic series that is, I think the last one was last year. I mean, you know,
I saw there was a number 17, so yeah, that goes on.
He's still cranking out.
Nice one. Have we not discussed this before? We don't mention BOOKS in front of Dave.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's good stuff.
I was really annoyed that I missed the tragic romance, because, like, god damn it, they forced me to watch Romeo and Juliet at school. They forced me to read that book. I've read one of the books. Everyone's read it, but I've read one. I'll be like, Dave, guess what? But no. No. Bollocks.
I'm sorry, but almost next time.
Next time.
I have read all Stephanie Meyer's books cover to cover, so I have read some great novels.
Yeah, let's move
Gone
on.
too far.
I mean, it's true, but I said it jokingly, but it is true. Devil in the Blue Dress is fantastic. I mean, there's nothing like a good 1940s LA set noir crime drama. Like nothing. Stylish and moody. It's got a great fucking score. I love the music in this so much. The music is so good. Denzel is fucking incredible here. I mean, that man just oozes cool in that dope ass hat, rocking the tank top. I love everything about his character in this movie. Denzel is amazing in this movie. Carl Franklin's direction is super, super strong too. It's so skillfully done. Visually, it looks fantastic. It makes use of that California setting so well. Pacing is pitch perfect too. I mean, it isn't afraid to take its time, yet it never feels slow. I mean, this has the perfect noir style pacing. I totally forgot Carl Franklin directed Out of Time, which I don't know if you guys have seen. That is another great neo noir, but this one's set in Florida and with Denzel as well, and Denzel is great in that. The movie is fantastic. It was totally mismarketed when it came out, like some action thriller, which it is not at all. And I love Out of Time, and y'all should definitely see it if you have not. But I'm sure you guys have. Rest of the cast is excellent. Tom Sizemore, he can play such a great sleazy piece of shit. I
forgot Tom Sizemore.
Yeah, he deserved just so much better as an actor. He was always so good, and I loved him in this, and he was a great actor. Always loved Tom.
I think he was pretty close to the characters he played so well, and that took him down some dark alleys.
Yeah,
career-wise.
Every once in a while, though, he pulls out a Saving Private Ryan, where he's playing against type, and he's so good in that. And he can play so much more than sleazy characters, but he's really good at sleazy characters. So I always want him to play those type of characters, but he's really good at other characters as well. So
one of my favorite moments in cinema is just all of cinema is in Heat, where they're talking to the guy with the long hair and the beard who fucks up on the job, and they're talking to him in this little restaurant diner. And some guy starts kind of listening into their conversation, and Tom Sizemore just leans a little bit to the left and gives her the death eyes, the murder eyes, and they just shut the fuck up and just go back to their pancakes. And it's just a beautiful moment.
Yeah, he always delivered. He always had memorable scenes. So even in True Romance, he doesn't have a big part, but his stuff in True Romance is so memorable. I really like Tom Sizemore a lot. It's a shame, but Don Cheadle is really good, but when is he not? Don Cheadle is awesome. I haven't seen this movie in so many years. I saw this a long time ago before I could really appreciate it, and I'm so happy I rewatched it. I forgot how good it actually was. I would easily say this is probably one of Denzel's very best, but he's always fantastic, so it's hard to pick a favorite Denzel performance. But you can never go wrong with Denzel. He's great. He's great here. This was a great pick, Dave.
Yay!
I mean, it's interesting to hear Craig and Tyler so effusive in their praise for this when on IMDb someone has noted when Easy and Mouse question Dupree, Mouse pours a glass of bourbon for him and screws the cap back on. Corks were still being used in 1948 and the screw cap was not in use until the 1970s. So there you go. I mean, how you can accept
ruined.
Such
you didn't have to share that information with me as well and ruin it for me, did you?
I like Devil in the Blue Dress. It's quite odd for me hearing Tyler and Craig.
Wait. Screw caps, as we know, have been used since the 1800s. It was designed for whiskey in 1890.
I didn't say I was correct. I was just reading whatever some user added to IMDb just to make an amusing point. I mean,
we're back. I love Devil in the Blue Dress.
Himself for being a lying jackass. All right.
Right. That's fine then. That's all the better, really. Just shut them down. Yeah, I'm sure I'll hear Dave praise it as well. And I like Devil in a Blue Dress, but I like it as much as I like One False Move, and they're both like good films to me. Just good. They're not. I don't know. They don't go to the next level for me, and I don't know why. I think it's because at the heart of them, they're you know Franklin uses quite a set of standards for the movies that he does for those movies. I like them. They're very well done. It's all very well put together. But for me, there's nothing truly outstanding in them. Now, there are some good lines of dialogue, and there is the obvious Denzel factor, which is great. And from what I can gather, he's perfectly cast here. And wasn't it, the real wish of everyone that this would succeed enough to have a series of Easy Rawlins movies, or was that just your ongoing wish, Steve?
That's just my ongoing wish. This movie bombed terribly.
Yeah, if
Because
it
we
had done
live in
well,
a racist fucking world.
if it had done well, then we may have got more. Like he is great in the main role. He's superb, and it's a really good role for him. It's like Denzel can always bring it, but a lot of his roles are either very serious and intense, or very much allowing him to have fun and swagger in as Denzel. And this is like a nice midpoint between the two that we tend to get, certainly nowadays in most of his roles. So I like it. I you know I really enjoy it, and I think Sizemore is really good as well. Cheadle's great. Cheadle's great. I'm not as won over by the rest of the cast necessarily. There are too few people that stand out. I think Beals is a little bit just there. Maury Shaken is good in his, but he only gets really the one main scene. Yeah, everyone else is just sort of just maybe they're slightly faded compared to Denzel. Like they're good moments with characters, but too few of them stand out for me. I really liked I forget his name already, but the guy who was working the bar, the guy who gave him the connection.
Joppy.
Joppy, yes, played by Mel Winkler. I really liked him as a character and the actor playing him, but again, he was only really in a couple of scenes. So I like this. I really enjoy it, but it feels like most of it is standard stuff compared to great stuff. Although you have the inherent greatness of Denzel in the middle of it.
Well, I think this is fantastic. I think this is one of the. I assume you're done. I'm sorry because you paused. It was a long pause.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. I think this is one of the best neo noirs. Does it compare to the book? No, because the book, as I said, is amazing, and I think this is the problem with adaptation, where a lot of the stuff Mosley really gets into these guys as people. Mouse and Easy, you learn so much about them. Mouse's trauma is deeply looked at. It's so good, and of course a movie can't get into it, so instead they go with the visuals, and visually this film is just gorgeous. The period detail is immaculate. The way they talk, the way they move, everything. The cars look fantastic. Like the whole thing, it looks amazing and it shines incredibly there. The cast is really good. Yeah, I could nitpick Denzel's performance, and Cheadle's mouse is a little too what's a good word? Restrained. Mouse in the book is far more volatile and terrifying. He's more of a Michael K. Williams type. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Cheadle is excellent with what they give him. Don't get me wrong. He is like the best guy for the job in that moment. But just I can't help but compare the two. Personally, I love this film. It's absolutely fantastic. It is a shame that they kind of dump a lot of the deeper context, especially about how they all of the characters are fighting to survive in the deeply racist world they're in. I mean, because that's what the Easy Rawlins books are about. They're ultimately they're about their intimate looks at African American people trying to make their way in the world, and the struggle, and they're fantastic. And you should read them, and you should see the movie. The Criterion disc is absolutely gorgeous. Everybody else kind of said what I wanted to, and that's one of the reasons why I've been waiting to pick this for a while. This is one of those ones that it's fantastic, and I think everyone will get something out of it. Denzel is great. Cheadle is great. Bill is absolutely fantastic. It's really a shame she did not have a better career. Sizemore is really good. Maury Chowkin pops up. He's I just totally brain farted on the term. Character actor that was around forever in the 80s and 90s. He was not the fiancé mayoral candidate, but the other one. Mel, like Kevin said, Mel Winkler is great. Best known as the voice of Aku in the Crash Bandicoot series. Ever wondered who that was? It's Mel. It's a great film with a great cast that really brings to life this moment in time as well as they can, which it does feel like they're a little handicapped though, because it's not a who done it so much as a why done it. And I think that's where it really shines. Yeah, it's excellent, and you should watch the movie, but you should read the book too. You should just read the whole Easy Rawlins series. And then go read all of Walter Mosley's other books. Just keep reading them. I guess I'll go on to FX because unless T really wants to do it, I don't mind deferring.
I could do it if you want.
I mean, I don't mind doing it. I'm not going to be nice, so should I just get it out of the way now so Kevin cries before it's his turn?
I'm not going to be nice either, so we both are going to be around the same.
Well, then I defer, please. I'll wait, and I'll go after you, and Kevin will have plenty of time to wipe his tears before it's his turn.
All right, so FX, it's about a movie special effects artist who was hired to fake a real-life mob killing for a witness protection plan, but finds his own life in danger. I am not a fan of this movie, as you just heard. I've seen it before. I've seen both of these, actually. One is worse than the other. Both bad. It's another one that I really like the concept for, but it's so middle of the road with its execution. It's a nonsensical fucking plot. It's borderline gimmicky, but I think that sometimes, I guess, could work in its favor if it was actually well done, but this movie is not. Like, there's moments where I feel like it wants to be super serious, like a super serious political like thriller, but the plot is so fucking stupid that I find it so hard to take seriously. I mean, the movie is a complete fucking mess tonally. I mean, let's just be honest. This is a tonal disaster of a movie. Like, if Larry Cohen wanted to make a Hitchcockian Brian De Palma thriller, and I know that sounds amazing, but I promise you it's not. FX is not amazing. There's nothing amazing in this movie. A Larry Cohen directed Brian De Palma Hitchcockian thriller should be awesome, but it's really not, I promise. That said, I do like some of the cast. Brian Braun not being one of them. He's bad. He's a boring fucking lead. He's terrible in this, and he brings down the movie a lot. Brian Dennehy is. I mean, he's fine. He's good. I have no issues with him. He's fine. He's usually always decent, but he's fine here. I don't know. The movie just kind of exists. I don't outright hate it. There's nothing I really hate. It's just there. I feel like it wants to be like this love letter to old school practical special effects, but it's nothing. It's just nothing that I ever watch again. It's just a boring mess of a movie.
Man, T. Yeah, I mostly agree with Tyler. I've seen Brian Brown in other stuff, and Brian Brown can be an absolutely fantastic actor. He is not in this, and it's not really his fault so much as the fact that his character is just a blank nothing. He's not given much to work with. Brian Dennehy is a fucking titan. Brian Dennehy can make almost any role work, and he had throughout his career made almost any role work. He's fantastic in everything from First Blood to Gorky Park to Romeo plus Juliet to Knight of Cups. The man was a fucking titan. And what the fuck do they give him to do in this movie? No, seriously, someone tell me why the fuck is Brian Dennehy there? He just kind of shows up and talks to nobody for a couple minutes and then disappears again. Only to repeat that. Why the fuck is Brian Dennehy here? Except to burn fucking budget. This movie, I think the first half hour I think is an interesting idea, and if the whole movie was about that, it would be okay. You've got a retired mob guy who's going to testify, played by Jerry Orbach. Jerry Orbach was always a solid actor. He's absolutely fine. Angela Bassett has a small role as a TV reporter in this, so yay, Angela. But Tom Noonan's one of the henchmen. But besides that, there's not really much worth talking about. The action scenes are dull. The story is absolutely nonsensical. Like, the whole concept is fucking nonsense. And then they keep doubling down, making it dumber and dumber. And there's no reason for it. So they have to kill this one guy, but then like everybody he's ever met is in on it, and they don't have to die for reasons. Okay, what the fuck ever. It's just dumb, and it's not dumb fun. It's just dumb. I think there's a decent idea, but there's not a good enough screenplay, and it's not directed well enough. It is. Robert Mandel directed School Ties. It's probably his best known film. He directed. He got fired from directing The Rage Carrie 2. Directed some TV stuff, but he kind of is... he directed The Substitute with Tom Berenger. I knew there was something I was forgetting. But he is not good at his job. And it's never really more in your face than it is in this film. Maybe if it had a script that gave the characters a bit more to do, or a director that had some sense of how to handle the effects, you could have had something fun. But instead, you've got a cast that can do better, but completely and totally unable to do anything with what they're given. It sucks. It sucks a lot. I've never seen 2. I did see the TV series though, and the TV series sucked a lot. But the TV series was better than this. This is just poop.
Is that me?
Oh, yeah, that's you.
Okay, you're going to get some serious deja vu now, Kevin. You're going to feel like you're trapped in some sort of repetitive nightmare here. But yeah, it's the second time I watched FX. First time I watched it, I thought it was kind of passable with like one major flaw. This time, it was not passable. It's just a dull, like, patchwork quilt of flaws, like nothing but flaws stitched together. I mean, the biggest by far is, obviously this is meant to be like part of like the buddy action comedy trend of the time, you know? Like that was in full swing, and studios were just putting names out of hats, like Klaus Kinski and Whoopi Goldberg together at last, just churning them out.
Watch
And
the fuck out of that.
I don't know what it would have been,
saying,
but
it would have been better than this.
well, probably. You know, they were churning them out, and the quality varied, but you know, 99.9% of the leads would have shared some screen time, more than like 8 seconds of fucking screen time. Like, I like Brown, and I fucking Dennehy. So it would have been nice for them to share more than half in like a nearly 2-hour long movie. It would have been nice if Dennehy could have had like the most microscopic impact on the narrative of this film. But he does not. He is 2 steps behind it all the way through, and you can remove the film and nothing changes. Not a single fucking thing. Like, and for that reason, like, I don't understand what this is. Like, I don't know whether it was a repurposed script, you know, cash in on the buddy films, or like a rush job thrown together, like, for the same purpose. It almost feels like 2 films very well and with Frankenstein together. I just don't understand why Brown and Dennehy are kept separate for the entire. It doesn't make any sense. And instead, they're both kind of like partnered with non-characters. Chemistry. Brown in particular is lumbered with the worst actress I've ever. Like, she's not bad. Like, where, you know, I find myself wondering how she passed through. I found myself wondering, like, how did she open the door to her audition without soiling herself? She is the worst, the most incredibly awful fucking actress I've ever. And it's frustrating because you've got a great premise there. Like Tyler said, like, this is Brian De Palma's wet dream. Dreams about this every night. Just beg Brian to do this. Beg him. Give him whatever he wants. But it's the anti-De Palma, because the set pieces are so fucking dull. There is zero suspense. Like, Brown's protagonist is so, like, painfully naive. The villains there are no interesting relationships. There's no energy to it. Like, there isn't anything good about this film. And I'm going with T, because I don't actually. Like, I mean, Brown and Dennehy kind of do what they can, like the written on a napkin fucking scripts, and it has some really minor fun with the concept early on. None of it was truly painful to me, but I don't hate any of it. I don't like any of it. Like Tyler said, it exists, and it's taking up space in the universe for it needs. You know, there's just no point in it, and it's mate. I'm gonna have to pick something with Brian Dennehy in soon. So, like, I could enjoy some Dennehy instead of watching him just kind of lollop around two steps behind the story. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is or why it is. I did not enjoy it. But that said, I'm almost tempted to watch the sequel, because I assume that they actually, you know, share some screen time. I don't know.
The sidekick Andy is played by Martha Gemmon, who actually had a hell of a career, and at no point does she get better as an actress.
She's awful. I could not believe every line reading was just bizarre. She is not an actress. She is.
I don't know who she's friends with, but she's in Practical Magic. She's in Boston Common. She's in she has had a long career. She was in the Father of the Bride movie with Steve Martin. I mean, she had a career.
Ugh.
Well, I liked it, so fuck you guys. That's it. That's the full review. And I get it. I didn't pick this one thinking it was a classic. I picked it because I bought that double pack release, and at some point I'll watch a second film. And I remembered quite enjoying this whenever I saw it, probably on video. And this time around, I quite enjoyed it while I watched it. But I would never say to anybody, "Oh, you have to see FX. It's a cult classic. It's great." I do like, there are a few moments. Obviously, the finale throws in a lot of special effects gags in the opening. I I liked it when they were kind of like putting those front and center, or even shoehorning them in as they do in the van chase sequence, for example. I like that. I like the references. It's yeah, it is a bit sort of tonally challenged.
That
Um,
is like the most diplomatic way you could phrase that.
well, particularly
You can tell
when
Kevin's been reading this year.
particularly when Craig mentioned Brian Brown's character being very naive. I get that, but that there is a point then where he suddenly becomes like, he has to become the hero that's taking us through to the end, but he becomes that without too much of a struggle. I mean, obviously someone has to die, but before that person dies, he's all still quite nervy and, oh, what have I got into? And then it's right, I'm going to defeat all of the baddies by making myself look like the male version of the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2. And that is what you get for the midpoint of this film. That is the hero's journey. And it's an odd turn, because there's nothing else. There's nothing else that really signifies he should be up to the task of taking on this, shadowy, corrupt cabal of figures who want him in the frame for something. But I like it when the gags are flying around, and that does happen just enough to keep me happy. There's a bit of a pacing issue. It is unfortunate that Dennehy is a bit sidelined, but he is a plus when he's on there. And I can't remember her name. Was it Whitemore? His
Yes.
the woman that he was getting information from, played by was he Jean DeBeer?
Yeah.
She was great. She was like the one really good actress in this, because I agree that Martha Gellman was dire, and I also didn't think much of Diane Venora, who played Ellen. I just didn't think she was very good in her role, and she wasn't given much to do either. It was just bad. So I'm really pleased that there was at least one female in here who was memorable for the right reasons. Brown's a very just like
Australian.
yeah, he's just a very sort of, he's got a strange kind of laid back charm about him that makes it easy for me to just go along for the ride, even though I don't believe him being up to the task that is set for him here. But once he's got his bag of tricks, I'm like, yeah, I can keep going along with this. Cliff DeYoung is quite bland, but he's all right. He's all right in this role. Jerry Orbach is there as Nicholas DeFranco, and Jerry Orbach has a long and illustrious career. And I started watching this with Vicky beside me, and she went, "Oh, it's the dad from Dirty Dancing."
Well,
That's
I mean,
it.
he is.
Yeah, I know,
To
but
be
I mean, he's so
fair, I
much more
mean,
than that.
well, yeah, I know. He even has a Broadway theater named after him. But I mean,
Because
he is the
did he do
dad.
about 500 episodes of Law and Order, though?
Yeah, he did. did, and he created some of the best known musical characters ever. He did like a shelf full of Tonys, but he is also he's also the dad. And
I know I'm not disputing that fact, but I was just like, is that it? Is that all he gets now?
I mean, at least
But
you
that
didn't say
was-
it's the candle from Beauty and the Beast.
I'll remind her of that one for next time, and she will say that.
Fun fact about Jerry Orbach: he had a spin-off of Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, I think at that point, Dave, you've misused the word fun and fact, because
Well,
putting those
it's a
together
fact, and it's fun.
didn't do anything for us. That's it. I
It's
would
not
have
my
rather
fault you don't
read
know
a
he was
book
also
for that 10
recurring
seconds.
private detective Harry McGraw on Murder, She Wrote. Somebody fucking appreciated it. Nathan appreciated
Sometimes-
it. So, at least two
sometimes you
people
just
fucking
need to-
appreciated that shit. Okay.
You just
Okay.
need to let that out like trapped gas sometimes, don't you?
Dude, my head is all like bad books and useless trivia, like The Law and Harry McGraw. Okay. It's got to, or I will explode. Yeah.
Is it just me that finds it really weird seeing like Tom Noonan not being the focus of any scene that he's in?
No,
yeah,
because,
Tom, he was wasted here.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's early 80s. Tom Noonan was wasted in everything at that time.
But annoyingly, I'm like, wait, is that Tom Noonan? I'm like, but eventually, yes, it is. And like, what? Why aren't they doing better stuff with Tom Noonan?
I mean, yeah, he
I-
would have been better in DeYoung's part, Diane Verona.
Yes. Yeah. That would have been quite interesting. I like FX is a film where it has enough moments to keep me easily amused, and I like the I think I like the intention of it more than the execution of the material. And if it had done more of that, let's say I am going to rewatch the sequel at some point, and all I remember of the sequel is Cue Ball Corner Pocket. That's it. That's one gag I remember in the sequel that I enjoyed. I think there may be some sort of puppet or little robot or something. I'm hoping it'll be fun, but I imagine it's pretty much the same as this. But that'll do for me. But I didn't expect you guys to love it, and I'm not surprised. You know, it wasn't a massive hit. But yeah, I like the stuff in this that doesn't require anyone to give an authentic performance. Like, I prefer it when Brian Brown's walking about a house. I'm like, oh yes, he's got that extendable mirror gadget that he'll put in front of a door. You all carry those around when you're in the special effects biz.
Like maybe if it
easily
was, but it was like vibrating, and they still fell for it.
Yeah, I know.
Like it was obviously not real.
Even I would look at that and be like, oh. I mean,
wait.
Why is he leaning up against the wall in that jaunty little pose while we're trying to kill him? Why is he posing like that?
Make himself more tempting a target, I guess. I still don't get what the villain's whole fucking plan was. They have an army of people involved in this for well, it was 15 million, which is less than $50 million today, like 43, I think is what it comes out to. They spend more than that just on the setup. Like what the fuck is the plan here, guys?
I think I've got the perfect metaphor for this film, and how it makes me feel, because it's kind of switch your brain off entertainment, but whilst doing this show, you can't turn your brain off. So your brain is very horribly awake. It's like something's gone wrong before surgery, and you can't move, and you can't tell anyone, but the anaesthetic, and you're being tortured.
This,
That's basic.
this is the,
That's my feeling.
this is the kind of thing that when I first saw it when I was younger, I enjoyed it because, you know, it all seemed quite new to me and was just exciting enough, and it was standard video fare. And then now, all these years later, if I watch something like this, I probably enjoy it about the same as when I first saw it, but for different reasons, because of not the nostalgia for the specific film, but the nostalgia for, oh yeah, they used to make that type of film, you know, and it's, oh yeah, they would do, you know, they're doing things this way. They've got a little budget and they're not throwing it all on digital blood and making him look like he's landed in Thailand for a day. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's different ways to end up coming to the same end point. Because I'm sure when I saw this, even as a youngster, I wasn't like, this is the greatest film ever. But I did think, oh, that was alright. You know, that was a decent bit of fun. I enjoyed. And now looking at it, I'm like, yeah, there are lots of problems with this, including the tone and the pacing. But I like it did, you know, I like it used these gags. I like that they threaded the plot through set pieces, minor or major, with the special effects gags. And I like that this is the kind of, I would say, mid to low budget, like, action thriller that seems to be a bit of a bygone thing nowadays, certainly at the moment. So that's it. I'm still glad I watched it, bought the set, and I watched the sequel. I won't make you guys watch the sequel, and I hope you guys never get to see the sequel. And fuck you guys. I'm just going to watch FX2 now. So there.
It's that time. It's time to pick one, and for me, it's Devil in the Blue Dress.
Yeah,
Yep.
Devil in Blue Dress.
Yep, same.
Yeah. Take your sweep and stick up your butt like some sequence in a Tyler special movie, Dave.
I will. I'm gonna dump all my Walter Mosley books on the floor and just kind of roll around in them once we finish recording.
Yeah,
Really
Devil in a Blue Dress is clearly the better film.
Our special this month is picked by our friend Bruce, and we're going to be discussing and watching films starring that gentleman among gentlemen, that cinematic. I lost the thread. It's Guy Pearce movies, and who the fuck doesn't love Guy Pearce, right?
Ooh, yeah, I love
With
Guy.
that in mind, our normal picks will be coming from Tyler and Craig. So, do either of you guys have your special pick ready?
I do.
Sure. Oh,
Nice. One of you hold back. So, let's get Tyler's out of the way because it'll probably make me cry more than Craig. So, you guys tell us what we're watching next week, and T, add on your special pick at the end there.
All right, so next week we're watching a movie directed by one of my favorite human beings on earth, Fred Durst. We're watching The Long Shots, starring Ice Cube and Keke Palmer. And for the special, we're watching Factory Girl, where Guy Pearce plays Andy Warhol.
I'm a little concerned that you told us that your pick for this week would have actual penetration. Did you change your pick?
I was just joking.
Oh, okay.
No, but
I mean,
Guy Pearce's Andy Warhol is as disturbing as you expect.
Ooh. I am going with 2023 surrealist horror movie, The Absence. milk in the mouths of the lost. Woo!
Sorry, run that by me again.
The 2023 surrealist horror movie, The Absence of Milk in the Mouths of the Lost. I will be putting it in our Dropbox. Thanks. The director was nice enough to send a copy, so you don't all have to come to England and watch my Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray.
That is a hell of a title. Hey T, can you give
Yes,
me the
sir.
business?
We're on Instagram, Raiders_up_the_podcast. We're on Facebook, where I sometimes remember to post stuff on Wednesdays. We have a YouTube channel where you can like, subscribe, and comment on Kevin's awesome videos weekly. We have a Discord, we have a Blue Sky, and you can always email us at raidersofthepodcast@gmail.com.
As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll talk to you next week.
See you next week,
Yeah.
guys.
See ya.
The show